The office is quiet, except for screens. 3 monitors glow in David's face. Charts, emails, a pitch deck that won't end. His phone vibrates again and again. Slack, calendar, urgent, quick call, one more thing. Midnight sits heavy on the glass walls. Outside, the city moves. Inside, David doesn't. His shoulders ache, his eyes burn. He can't remember the last full night of sleep. He takes a breath, it feels thin. He checks the time and whispers, "How is it midnight again?" Another alert. His watch tells him to stand. He ignores it, like he ignored dinner, water, and the message from his mom. He rubs his temple and stares at the pitch deck title. Everything we'll do this year. It looks impressive and impossible. A calendar reminder flashes. Dinner with Mary, 8 p.m. He missed it. Again. He pictures the small restaurant she loves. He hears her voice in his head. "I don't want the startup to destroy the rest of your life, David." His jaw tightens. "It won't," he says to the empty room. "I just need to push." Another ping. Investor. Revise deck by 6 a.m. Focus your story. What's your one thing? One thing? He stares at the words like they're a joke. His brain fires back. We can't pick one. Investors want growth. Customers want features. Team wants direction. Everyone wants more. He exhales. It sounds like defeat. Email subject line. Client pulling out. His stomach drops. He clicks. "We love the vision, but we're not clear on what your product does best." He reads it twice, then a third time. Money, gone. Confidence, cracked. 2 engineers were counting on that deal. The team is already stretched thin. His phone buzzes. Mary calling. He answers. "Hey." Her voice is calm and tired. "I waited as long as I could." "I'm sorry," he says. You always have a we had a." He doesn't know. "I miss you," she adds, softer now. "But I don't know how to find you anymore." Silence. Then the call ends. The room feels colder. He sets the phone down and stares at his reflection in the glass. 32. Smart, capable, and fraying. Under the tired face sits the old fear. You're not enough. Prove it. Do more. He tries to swallow it. It doesn't move. He opens the pitch deck and adds another slide. Roadmap, partnerships, new markets, 5 must-ship features. The slides look full and empty. He scrolls through them. Nothing is sharp. Everything is fuzzy. He thinks about his team tomorrow, hungry for direction. He thinks about the investors, asking for focus. He thinks about Mary, asking for him. And then the question hits, clear, simple, uncomfortable. Will he keep trying to do everything and lose the things that matter most? Or will he learn to choose less and finally do what matters? He doesn't have an answer. Not yet, but the question won't let go. He stands to breathe. His legs feel like wood. Near the kitchenette, a thin white book sits on a shelf between startup memoirs and old conference swag. He picks it up. Essentialism, Greg McKeown. He flips it open with the urgency of someone who needs the next breath. The line he lands on is simple. The way of the essentialist is the relentless pursuit of less but better. He reads it again, slower. Less but better. His brain resists. Less means we're weak. Less means we fall behind. But his body knows the truth. He's already falling behind by trying to carry everything. Another line hits even harder. If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. He looks at his inbox, his calendar, the swarm of notifications. He sees the problem. Not just too much to do, but no clear right to say no. He hasn't been leading his time. He's been reacting to everyone else's plan. He sets the book on the desk, next to the keyboard, like a small lighthouse. Then, he opens a blank document and types a single sentence. What is absolutely essential? He stares at the question. It's scary and freeing. He lists everything that's eating his days. Status meetings, random feature requests, quick calls, press ideas, pilot programs, endless roadmaps. Then, he circles 3 things that actually move the company forward. Build the core product. Get real users to love it. Tell one clear story. His chest loosens, just a little. So the first time tonight, he feels a hint of space, a hint of control. He glances at the clock. It's late. The deck is still a mess. But he knows something he didn't know an hour ago. More is not the answer. Clarity is. He opens Essentialism again and underlines the same 3 words. Less, but better. He whispers, "Okay," to the quiet room. Let's start here. The notifications keep blinking at the edge of his screen. But he doesn't jump this time. He takes one slow breath, then another. And for a moment, the noise fades, and the path ahead looks simple. Choose less. Protect it. Do it well. Morning light spills across the kitchen counter. David stands and sweats. Laptop closed. A notebook open. Mary moves quietly, making coffee. There's a careful distance between them, built from missed dinners and late apologies. "Morning," he says. "Morning," she answers. Gentle voice, carrying yesterday. He writes at the top of the page, "Today matters if I choose it." Underneath, 3 lines. 1. Build core product. 2. Talk to real users. 3. Tell one clear story. He circles them. Everything else, arrows on the edge. Mary glances over. "No laptop? New you?" He smiles, a little shy. Trying something new. She slides him a coffee. "What does new mean today?" He taps the page. 3 things. If it doesn't help these, I'll reschedule or say no. "You've said that before." "I know." He holds her look. "But I realized something last night. I can't keep borrowing tomorrow to pay for today." Her eyes soften. "I want to believe you. Then let me earn it, day by day." He flips his phone face down, turns notifications off for 2 hours. Silence. Space. A real room again. "Wish me luck," he says. "You don't need luck," Mary answers. "You need boundaries." He smiles. "I'm learning." He takes the notebook and walks to the office on purpose. The team gathers around whiteboards, code branches, Post-its. The air smells like coffee and pressure. David claps once. "Morning. We've been building too many features. It's blurring our product." He writes 3 words on the board. Core, users, story. "We're pausing the rest for 2 weeks, he says. No press push, no side integrations, no could-be-cool features. Tom, lead engineer, frowns. "What about the analytics preview and the education pilot?" Tom crosses his arms. "That's half my sprint." "I know," David says, "but doing fewer things better beats doing everything badly. We're not canceling, we're sequencing." Emma, from design, looks up. Warm, steady. "Investors want growth slides next week." "They'll get a clearer product story," David replies. "That's what sells." A calendar alert flashes on a screen. All hands brainstorm. 11 a.m. 10 people, 2 hours. The pull of habit tugs at him. Host the meeting. Be available. Keep everyone happy. He breathes. He clicks the invite and types, "Canceling," to protect build time. "Share updates async. Ping me if blocked." Tom stares. "You're canceling in all hands?" "Yes," David says, calm. "To protect your focus. To protect the asset. Us." His phone lights up. "Investor, quick call in 10? Old reflex, say yes. New choice? Heads down 9 to 11. Can do 11:15. Sending a 1-page focus update." He presses send. Emma's eyebrows lift. You just scheduled him? I offered a better version of me, David says, at 11:15. He points to the board. Plan. Tom, you and I remove 40% of onboarding steps. Emma, redesign the home screen so one action shines. Everyone else, pause, clean, support this push. By end of day, 5 real users through the flow. No surveys. We watch, we listen, we learn. A different quiet fills the room. Focus. Emma nods, a small smile. Let's make it simple enough to love. Exactly, he says. The morning works for a while. David and Tom cut clutter from onboarding. No optional nicknames, no extra helpful steps, no third-party pop-ups. The path shortens. Friction falls. Emma simplifies the home screen. One button, one promise, clean, honest. Then Slack flares in the corner. COO, press wants a quote on our nonprofit partnership. Talk at 12? Sales. School district wants custom reports. Can we commit? Calendar. Weekly partnership sync starts in 1. The familiar wall of urgency rolls in. David glances at the notebook. Core. Users. Story. He types to Jenna. Passing on press this week. We're simplifying. Share. Heads down to improve core experience. Jenna. They'll cover someone else. I know, he replies. We'll have something better to say soon. Sales again. Custom reports equals big dollars. His chest tightens. Runway. Pressure. The old fear. If we say no, we lose our shot. He types, no custom builds right now. If they'll pilot the core product as is, we'll support deeply. Otherwise, revisit next quarter. Long pause. K. It stings. But beneath the sting is steadiness, the kind you only get by letting go. In that moment, David finally understood something powerful. Every time he said yes to everything, he was silently saying no to what actually mattered. Boundaries weren't walls. They were freedom. His phone buzzes. Mary. He answers. Hey. How's the experiment? She asks. I canceled a meeting. Rescheduled an investor call. Said no to press. Told sales no custom builds. Mary laughs, surprised. Who are you? And what did you do with my husband? I'm trying to be your husband, he says. And a leader, not a permission slip. I'm proud of you, she says softly. Text me if you want a quick lunch. No pressure. I'd like to see you before the sun goes down. I want that too, he says, meaning it. By early afternoon, 3 users try the new flow. David and Emma sit behind them, quietly watching. User 1, oh, this is clear. User 2, wait, that was easy. User 3, I finally get what this does. Each sentence lands like a small bell. Emma leans over, warm smile. We cut 6 steps. No one misses them. That's the point, David says. The best steps are the ones you don't need. They ship a small update. Title copy, bigger primary button, fewer choices. The product breathes. At 11:12, David drafts the 1-page update. Focus. Simplifying core product. Actions. Cut 40% of onboarding steps, redesigned home screen. Signal. 3 out of 3 users completed setup without confusion. Next, 5 more users today. Tighten copy, ship tonight. He adds one line. Goal this week, fewer features, clearer value. At 11:15, he joins the investor call. Sorry to push you, the investor says, but we need proof you can grow. You'll get it, David answers, steady. Today we simplified the product. Early users got through faster. We're doubling down. Focus, speed, learning. After this, we'll push 1 growth channel, not 5. Clean, repeatable. You'll see the signal. A pause. Okay, the investor says. Keep me posted. And I like the clarity. Me too, David says. Finally, he hangs up. Looks at the board. Core, users, story. 3 words that feel like a spine. Jenna appears in the doorway. You really passed on press? I did. You're changing. She grins. It suits you. He laughs. I'm late to my own life. I'm catching up. Late afternoon. Old David would ride the high until midnight. New David checks the notebook. 3 lines. Done. The temptation whispers anyway. One more meeting, one more email, one more push. He closes the laptop at 6:10 p.m. on purpose. Tom notices. Heading out? Yeah, David says. Going home. Tom smirks. Who are you in? Don't start, David laughs. Ship the tweaks. Send notes. I'll be back early with a brain that works. He steps outside. The sky still has color. He texts Mary. Home by 6:30. Wanna walk? 3 dots. Yes, I'd love that. He pockets the phone and exhales, a long, honest breath that doesn't feel borrowed. The city hums. Inside, it's quiet. He finally understands. Rest isn't the reward for work. Rest is part of the work. They walk the neighborhood path. Soft breeze, a distant laugh, shoes on gravel. Mary links her arm through his. How was today? She asks. Hard, he says, but clean. Saying no still stings. But every time I did, the work in front of me got better. She studies him. You look lighter. I feel lighter, he says. Not because I did less, because I did the right less. Mary smiles. That sounds like you. They stop at a bench. David turns to her. I want to make us essential again. Not an afterthought. I know I've said that before. I'm saying it with choices now. She searches his face for the old hurry. She doesn't find it. Okay, she says. Then we choose to. Dinner together, 3 nights a week, phones down, walks on Sundays. Non-negotiable? Non-negotiable, he says. They sit in a quiet that feels like a doorway. David looks at the horizon. Tomorrow we'll fight back, he says. I can feel it. It always does, Mary says. But now you know how to fight for you. Nothing. He squeezes her hand. For us. They keep walking. Same evening. The air cools as the sun fades. They reach the apartment door. Mary turns the key, then looks back at him. Dinner at home? He smiles. Yeah, simple. They cook together. Pasta, garlic, a salad. Light talk, no screens. For a few minutes, life feels normal. They sit at the table. He reaches for her hand. Thank you, he says, for not giving up on me. I'm not here because it's easy, Mary says. I'm here because it's us. He nods. The room is quiet and safe. His phone vibrates on the counter. He doesn't move. A second buzz, then a third. Mary watches his face. If it's urgent, check it. He hesitates, then stands. One look. His expression changes. What is it? She asks. He swallows. Production issue. Sign-ups failing. Users are stuck. A beat. The new life he wants meets the old life he built. Go, she says softly. Fix it. But come back to me tonight. I will. He kisses her cheek and grabs his jacket. This is the trade-off he's been avoiding. Saying yes to the right emergency and no to everything else. The office lights feel too bright. Tom is already there, jacket half on, eyes locked on the monitor. Onboarding step 3 loops, Tom says. People can't finish. How long? 30 minutes, maybe more. How many users? Hundreds. We're in a thread on Twitter. He turns the screen. A few posts, a small storm growing. Emma rushes in. Laptop open. I roll back the last change. Still stuck. The issue isn't design. It's the server check. David drops his bag. Okay, Tom, you dig into the condition. Emma, let's make a temporary path so people can complete. I'll write the banner copy. He types fast. We're improving your experience. If you see a delay, please refresh or try again in 2 minutes. Not perfect, honest. Slack explodes. Do we pause paid ads? David, yes, immediately. Sales. The school district is watching this. David, I know. I'll call them personally. Investor email lands. What's going on? Saw chatter. Update ASAP. Pressure from every side, and the old voice in his head gets loud. You said you were ready. Prove it. He breathes. Choose the next right move. Only that. Minutes crawl. Tom finds it. Conditional check misfiring when the invite token expires. Fix? 10 lines. We rush the cleanup. Ship it, David says. Now. Emma glances at him. We were trying to make it simple. We missed the guardrail. David nods. Simple doesn't mean fragile. We'll add the guardrail after we stabilize. Patch goes live. The error drops. The thread cools. Support inbox slows to sane. The room exhales at the same time. Tom leans back. Crisis over. David nods. Not over. Learned. We bake in a buffer so this can't happen again. Emma watches him. Warm but direct. You kept your head. He smiles. I borrowed yours. For a moment, they're just a team again. Jenna steps in. We paused ads. Finance says we lost $3,000 in 2 hours. We'll live, David says. Better than losing trust. Jenna crosses her arms. Investors don't care about trust. They care about growth. Then we show them that trust creates the kind of growth that sticks. She studies him. You sound different. I am, he says. Or trying to be. Jenna lowers her voice. Sales is mad about the custom reports. I know. They're saying you aren't flexible. He meets her eyes. Flexibility is not the same as focus. We'll be flexible on how we deliver value, not what we build. Jenna doesn't smile, but she doesn't argue. Okay, I'll cover you. Thank you. Tom packs up. I'm staying for the guardrail. Not tonight, David says. Create the task, write the test, ship at 9 a.m., fresh. Tom hesitates. We could just push it now. We could, and we'd pay for it tomorrow. Go home. Tom blinks, surprised, then nods. See you early. Emma closes her laptop. I'll draft the simplified flow notes. We'll tighten language to prevent double taps. Perfect, David says. Then go. She pauses at the door. You're doing it, you know. Doing what? Leading, she says, gentle, with less noise. He absorbs it. It lands where he needs it. David returns to the apartment. It's later than he hoped. The kitchen is clean. A covered plate waits on the counter. Mary steps out from the bedroom, hair up, hoodie on. Hey, I'm sorry, he says. We had a… I know, she says. You told me, and you came back. He sets his bag down. It's fixed. We'll build a better safety net tomorrow. She nods. Want to eat? He sits, she warms the food. They share the counter. After a few bites, Mary says, I'm with you when there's a fire. But it can't be fire every night. It won't be, he says quickly. I'm changing things. I really am. Her eyes search his. I believe you, and I'm scared for us anyway. He swallows. Fear and love in the same room. Tell me. I need a partner, she says, not a visitor. A quiet beat. I know your work matters, she adds, but we matter too. If we don't protect us, no one will. He nods. It lands. You're right. They finish in silence. He loads the dishwasher, slow and careful, like each plate is a promise. His phone lights up again. Investor. We need to talk first thing. Board is anxious. Your focus is good, but numbers aren't moving yet. If we don't see traction by end of month, we'll revisit funding. David freezes. End of month. That's 2 weeks. Mary sees his face change. Bad? He hands her the phone. She reads, then looks up. We knew this kind of message would come. Not this soon. Sooner or later, she says. Pressure always arrives on time. He rubs his eyes. The old instinct surges. Do more, promise more, pull every lever. He could schedule 5 growth experiments, call in favors, add features, reopen the press. He could fill the calendar until the month breaks. He grips the counter, holds still. Say it out loud, Mary whispers. What? The sentence you underlined. He exhales. Less, but better. Again. Less, but better. It's not courage yet, but it's a line he can stand on. Morning. The office has that electric, brittle feel. Tom arrives early anyway. Emma, too. Jenna pulls David into a glass room. Sales wants a meeting. They're angry about your no custom builds call. They think you killed their deal. David nods. Let's talk. They join the sales team. Voices sharpen quickly. Custom reports are standard, a rep says. You're being stubborn. We're being focused, David replies. If we build 3 custom things for 3 clients, we'll build nothing for everyone. Then what do we tell the district? Another asks. Tell them we'll support the core use case incredibly well, David says. Tell them we'll sit with their teachers, fix the rough edges, and ship improvements that help all schools, including them. If that's not enough, they're not our customer right now. And the quota? We hit it with buyers who love the core, not ones who force us off it. The room simmers. Then the oldest rep shakes his head. You'll lose this deal. David's voice stays calm. We might lose a deal. We won't lose the company. Silence. Heavy. Jenna breaks it. We'll brief the district today. They file out. David rests his hands on the chair, breathing slow. Emma stands in the doorway. You okay? He nods. I think so. She tilts her head. You're holding the line. Jenna breaks it. We'll brief the district today. They file out. David rests his hands on the chair, breathing slow. Emma stands in the doorway. You okay? He nods. I think so. She tilts her head. You're holding the line. I am, he says, and hoping I'm not holding a knife by the blade. Emma's smile is soft. You're not. By late afternoon, the fix is stable. The guardrail is in the code. The simplified copy lives in the app. Users flow through like water. On paper, it's a good day. But inside, the doubt grows. The investor's deadline ticks like a bomb. Sales is cold. His calendar shows 3 open blocks, white space where he could cram 5 calls. His hands itch to fill them. He opens the deck, adds a slide, removes it, adds a maybe growth idea, deletes it. He stares at the blank page until it blurs. Imposter syndrome doesn't scream. It whispers. Everyone can tell you're guessing. He puts his face in his hands. Emma knocks. I've got updated onboarding metrics. Want to see? He looks up grateful. Yes. She walks him through the chart. Completion up 38%. Time to post action down 47%. It's working, she says. People understand us. He nods. Thank you. She hesitates. Can I say something? Please. You're doing the right things, Emma says. But you're still carrying everything. You don't have to perform worthiness here. We already see it. The words land where the fear lives. He tries to smile. Tell that to the board email. I am telling it to you, she says. So you can tell it to them with clarity, not panic. He breathes. Clarity, not panic. Emma nods. You've got this. She heads out. He sits alone with the chart. Real signal, not hope. If he chases every auction now, he'll bury the signal. If he protects the focus, the signal will scale. He closes his eyes. The choice is hard and obvious. He promised himself he'd leave by 6:30. At 6:40, he's still typing an email to the investor. Clean, honest, what they've simplified, what they've learned, what they'll repeat this week. No flash, just signal. At 6:55, he shuts the laptop, grabs his coat. His phone buzzes. Sales rep. District says they're going with a competitor. They had the reports ready. The message hits low. Another buzz. Investor. Thanks for the update. We need top-line growth. Send a plan by morning. He stares at the two messages, two directions, two fears. Mary texts, "Dinner at 7:30? I'm making your favorite." David closes his eyes. He types to the sales rep, "I understand. Thank them for the consideration. We'll be ready for them when they want the core." He types to the investor, "Plan coming 9 a.m. We'll focus on one channel, teacher referrals, real stories, real growth." Then he types to Mary, "On my way." He leaves. It feels like choosing the smallest hill in a war of mountains. Dinner is warm. Mary is warmer. They eat. They talk about something that isn't work. A friend's new baby, a neighbor's broken porch light, a show she wants to watch this weekend. He listens, really listens. His shoulders drop. After dinner, Mary reaches for his hand. "You did good today." "It doesn't feel like it," he says. "We lost a deal." "You protected the company," she says. "And us." He nods, then looks away. "I feel like I'm always one email from failing." She squeezes his hand. "Then let's make a rule. After 9, no email. Your mind needs a door it can close." "I like that." He smiles. "A door." They clean up. He puts the phone on the counter, face down. They sit on the couch. The world softens. At 9:07, the phone buzzes. He doesn't move. At 9:09, it buzzes again. Mary watches him. "You can check if it's an emergency." He stands, looks. It's not an emergency. It's the investor, again. He stares at the screen, rage and fear pressing up from the same place. He wants to hurl the phone into the sink. Instead, he turns it over and walks back. Mary sees the storm in his eyes. "Hey." He sits, breathes. The air feels heavy. He whispers, "I don't know how to be enough." Mary's voice softens. "You don't have to be enough for everyone. Just be true for the right ones." He nods, eyes glassy. "What if the right ones leave?" "Then they weren't right," she says. "But I'm right. I'm here." He nods again, and something inside him cracks in a good way, the kind that lets light in. Later, he stands alone at the window. The city glows. In the reflection, he sees himself, tired but standing. He opens the book again, a random page. He reads a line about making space so the essential can breathe. No label, no lecture, just a sentence that feels like a hand on his shoulder. He closes the book, looks at the kitchen table where they ate, the covered dishes, the phone turned face down. He whispers into the glass, "I can't perform my way to peace." He sits at the desk and writes 3 lines for tomorrow. 1 ship guardrail. 2, 5 more real users. 3, teacher referral pilot. 1 small circle, done well. He underlines them. Then he writes a 4th line and circles it twice. Dinner with Mary. Phone's off. He stares at the page until the noise inside quiets. He doesn't need to do more. He needs to do the right less, better than before. He turns off the lamp. He walks to the bedroom. He chooses to be there. David walks away, shattered, but not broken. Pain doesn't destroy you. Confusion does. And clarity, that's where strength begins. Night fades to morning. The city turns the volume up. David wakes before the alarm, mind clear enough to hold a single thought. He sits at the kitchen table with a pen and the same notebook. 3 lines for today. 1, ship guardrail. 2, 5 more real users. 3, teacher referral pilot. 1 simple circle. He looks at them, then writes a 4th. Protect energy. 90-minute blocks, short breaks. Mary steps in, still sleepy. "You're up early." "Couldn't sleep," he says. "But it's not the old kind. It's clean." She pours coffee. "What's the plan?" He slides the notebook to her. Small, real, repeatable. She scans it, nods. "Looks like you." He holds her gaze. "Thank you for last night." For what? For the door, he says. For reminding me that enough can be a choice, not a verdict. She smiles. Then choose it again today. I will. He kisses her cheek and heads out. At the office, Emma's already sketching on a whiteboard. Circles, arrows, a few words. Morning, she says, warm. I've been thinking about the referral pilot. Show me. She points to the center circle. One teacher. From it, 3 lines. 1 class, 1 result, 1 story. Pick a single teacher who actually loves our core, Emma says. Sit with them. Watch. Fix small pains. Help them win 1 clear outcome. Capture 1 story. Then let that story invite 2 more teachers. No ads, no noise, just trust. David's shoulders relax. That's it? Emma nods. It's small enough to start, real enough to matter. He grins. Let's call it 1 to 1 to 2. Emma laughs. Fewer words, better idea. He writes it on the board. 1, 1, 2. Underneath, repeat weekly. Guardrail first, he says. Then, find the teacher. Already have one in mind, Emma replies. Mrs. Carter. She figured out a clever workaround yesterday. She understands our core better than our FAQ. Set it up, David says. I'll sit in. No pitch. Just listen. Emma tilts her head. You're good at that when you slow down. He nods. I'm slowing due. 11:15 a.m. The investor appears on screen. Morning, David says. Calm. Quick update, then I'll answer anything. The investor leans back. Go. We stabilized the onboarding issue. Guardrail ships today at 9:30. We simplified the core and saw completion rise 38%. Good. But growth? We're not scattering. We're focusing, David says. 1 channel. Teacher referrals. 1, 1, 2. We help 1 teacher produce 1 clear result and tell 1 clear story. That story invites 2 more. The loop repeats weekly. The investor squints. That's slow. It's durable, David replies. It builds signal we can scale without noise. If we chase 5 channels, we'll drown in false positives. If we protect 1 loop and it works, we can pour fuel on it later. A long beat. You sound measured, the investor says. I'm done performing, David answers. I'm leading. If that means slower for 2 weeks to ensure we're building the right thing, I'll take that trade. Another pause. Then, okay, send weekly proof. If I see real momentum, I'll calm the board. You'll see it, David says. They end the call. No fireworks, no panic. Just a line he can walk. Clarity doesn't shout, it holds. 9:30 a.m. Guardrail ships. Tests pass. Tom high-fives the air like a quiet victory. By 10:15, David and Emma meet Mrs. Carter on a video call. A middle school teacher with kind eyes and a classroom that hums behind her. I've got 15 minutes between classes, she says, smiling. Show me the easiest way to get my kids their progress today. David listens. He doesn't pitch. He asks 2 questions. Emma watches patterns. Mrs. Carter clicks through the flow. Oh, this button helps, but this wording confused me yesterday. Emma scribbles a note. David nods. We can clarify that right now. They change 1 line of copy. Mrs. Carter tries again. That's better. What's the outcome you need by lunch? David asks. I want to share a simple chart with parents, she says. Not 10 clicks, 1. David thinks, then opens the admin panel. What if we made a 1-click share from the student list? No menus, no guessing. Mrs. Carter lights up. That's exactly it. David turns to Emma. Can we draft a quick version? Emma smiles. On it, give me 90 minutes. Mrs. Carter nods. If that works, I'll tell Miss Reed next door. She's been asking what I use. David's chest warms. 1, 1, 2. Real. Right now. Slack pings. As if it can sense momentum. Press. Spotlight feature next week if we share your growth plan. Sales. Another district wants a custom dashboard. Partnerships. Conference panel if David can speak about scaling fast. Old David would juggle them all. New David types 3 versions of the same choice. To press, we're flattered. We're heads down improving the core. Let's reconnect next month with real results and a story worth sharing. To sales, no custom dashboards now. If they pilot the core, we'll support deeply and learn together. To partnerships, thanks. I'm focused on the product loop for 2 weeks. If we have clear signal, I'll say yes to the next panel. He leans back. It still stings, but it stings clean. Saying no isn't about being difficult. It's about being devoted. Afternoon. The sales lead corners him in the hallway. You're killing deals. I'm building a product people keep, David says. You're risking revenue. I'm reducing churn. Investors won't care. They will when the numbers hold, he answers. Bring me 1 customer who loves the core, and I'll sit with them personally. The lead shakes his head and walks away. David watches him go. He doesn't chase. Emma steps up beside him. You okay? I am, he says. It hurts, and it's right. Emma nods. Pain can be a compass. He smiles. Quote that on the office wall, and I'll deny it. She laughs. Too late. Emma ships the 1-click parent share at 1:05 p.m. Mrs. Carter tests it at 1:12. This is it, she says. This saves me 5 minutes per student. That's an hour a day. David feels the click inside, the one you only get when your tool actually helps someone breathe. Would you be open to sharing how you used it? He asks. A paragraph, we'll keep it simple. Of course, she says, and I'll tell Ms. Reed. She's literally peeking through my door right now. They all laugh. The loop begins. David ends the call and looks at Emma. 1 to 1 to 2. Emma taps the whiteboard with her marker. Repeat weekly. He takes a breath, deep and steady. This isn't a hack, it's a habit. Evening. He gets home before the sky is dark. Mary looks up, surprised. Early, he says. On purpose. They cook together again. Simple. Calm. At the table, he tells her about Mrs. Carter, about the single button that saved an hour, about the story that will invite 2 more. Mary smiles. That sounds like a business you can sleep with at night. It feels like one, he says. For the first time, I'm not chasing 100 maybes. I'm building one thing people can trust. She reaches across. That's the man I married. He squeezes her hand. I want to be him. Not just look like him in a pitch. A quiet sits with them, warm, steady. After dinner, David returns to the notebook. He draws a small star at the top of the page and writes, clear value, real story, repeat. Under it, 4 lines. Choose. 3 priorities, no more. Eliminate. Meetings that don't move the core. Trade-offs. Say no to good things for the right thing. Protect. 90-minute focus blocks. Rest like oxygen. He reads it once, then closes the note. Mary leans on the doorframe. What did you write? My new job description, he says. Less, but better. Every day. She smiles. Frame it. I will, he says, in my head. The next morning, the team gathers for stand-up. David speaks last. Yesterday, we stabilized the product and helped 1 teacher win 1 clear outcome. Today, we repeat the loop. Our job is simple. Make the essential obvious and protect it from everything else. Tom nods. Emma smiles. Even Jenna's shoulders drop a little. David looks at the board. 1, 1, 2. He looks at the team. Tired, talented, ready. He looks at his calendar. Open space where chaos used to live. He feels it in his body. This is the path. Not flashy, not easy, but true. He picks up the marker. Let's do the work that matters. They break. The office hums, not frantic, but focused. David sits with the first of the day's 5 users, headphones on. Listening like the product depends on what he hears. Because he isn't trying to do more anymore. He's doing the right less, better than before. Sometimes clarity doesn't change your life in an instant. It changes the way you live every hour. Morning light, a clear desk, a clear mind. The day that will test everything he's learned arrives without fanfare. The boardroom is glass and quiet. Investor, Jenna, Emma, Tom, a few advisors. Laptops open, eyes sharp. David plugs in. One slide fills the screen. What we do best in one line. We help teachers share progress in one click, so students improve faster. No fireworks, no 50 slides, just truth. The investor leans back. Where's the growth plan deck? This is the plan, David says, calm. And this, he clicks, is the loop. Slide 2. 1, 1, 2. One teacher, one result, one story, invites 2 more. He pauses. We chose this. We eliminated the noise. We accepted the trade-off. I stopped trying to be everything, David says. I stopped performing. I'm protecting the essential and saying no to everything that dilutes it. That includes press, side integrations, and custom builds, for now. Silence. Then the investor's mouth tilts. If the loop doesn't grow, we'll have another conversation. If it doesn't grow, David says, I'll be the first to say it. But if it does, we'll scale it on purpose, not by accident. The investor nods once. 2 weeks. Show me a clean curve. Deal, David says. He closes the laptop. He doesn't feel small. He feels clear. Clarity doesn't beg. Clarity decides. Back at the office, the team gathers in the common area. The whiteboard is empty. David draws a line down the center. Left side, essential. Right side, non-essential. He picks up a stack of Post-its from a table. Features, ideas, meetings, someday projects. He reads each out loud and places them, fast and honest. Analytics preview, non-essential. Conference panel, non-essential. Teacher referral loop, essential. Core onboarding, essential. Custom dashboards, non-essential. Weekly all-hands brainstorm, he looks at the team. Non-essential. He steps back. The right column towers. The left column is short and strong. We don't need more priorities, he says. We need fewer commitments we honor completely. He circles the left column. This is our job. Tom raises a hand. What if something urgent hits the right column? Then we ask a better question, David says. What will we trade for it? If we can't name what will drop, we don't pick it up. Emma smiles. Say that again for the people in the back. He grins. No new yes without a clear no. Jenna exhales. That's freeing. Boundaries aren't walls, David says. They're the shape of our best work. Heads nod. The room feels lighter. Not because there's less to do, because they work. 90-minute blocks. Short breaks. No noisy pings. Emma refines the one-click share. Tom adds tests around the guardrail. Jenna drafts a simple message for teacher outreach. David sits with users, quiet, curious, present. Teacher 1 shares a clean chart with parents and writes 2 sentences about how it saved time. Teacher 2 tries the feature, smiles, and asks, "Can I invite my grade lead to test this?" "Please," David says. Teacher 3 struggles on a label. Emma changes 2 words. The struggle disappears. Little wins. Real signal. Repeat. At noon, David approves the simplest email he's ever sent. Subject: made this simpler for you. 1 click to share progress with parents today. If it saves you 5 minutes, tell 1 colleague. David and team. No hype, no pressure, just value. By late afternoon, the loop is moving. Not fast, but alive. David takes a breath. It reaches places shallow breaths never touch. An invitation lands in his inbox. Keynote slot. Major EdTech conference. Scaling fast with AI. Prime stage. cameras, status. Old David would have said yes before the period. New David stares at it. He thinks of the boardroom, the wall, the teachers, Mary. He types, "Thank you for the invitation. Our focus for the next 2 weeks is helping real classrooms get real results. If we earn a story worth sharing, I'll be honored to join next quarter." David. He hits send. It stings. Then it settles. Saying no to the wrong spotlight makes room for the right work. Evening. He arrives home early. Again. Mary looks up, surprised but not shocked this time. "Hi." "Hi," he says. "Phone's in the drawer after 7? She smiles. Deal. They cook, they eat, they walk. No rush, no guilt. Halfway through the walk, his watch buzzes. He doesn't look. Mary notices and says nothing. He chooses her. He chooses himself. Protect the asset. Protect the relationship. Protect the focus. Not once, daily. Back in the boardroom, same glass, same table. A new slide on the screen. A small, clean curve rising. Teacher referrals. 1, 3, 7, 15. Onboarding completion. Holding. Time to first action improving. Churn dropping the savings. Stories, the investor asks. David clicks. 4 short quotes. Real classrooms, real time saved, real impact. "We didn't go wide," David says. "We went right. The loop works. Now we scale it carefully. More teachers, same clarity." The investor nods slowly. "This is what we asked for, even if we didn't know how to ask for it." He closes his notebook. Keep going. The meeting ends in minutes, not hours. No applause, no confetti, just permission, earned by precision. The team gathers around the wall. The essential column has 3 cards. Emma tapes a new card under essential, teacher stories, weekly. Tom adds another, guardrails for every critical flow. Jenna adds referral support, same day. David watches them take ownership, not of tasks, of discipline. He feels something he hasn't felt since the first week of the company. Joy. Not the loud kind. The kind that arrives when your actions match your values. Short, clean moments, simple, and intentional. Morning. David opens the notebook. 3 lines, that's the day. Office. 90-minute block. Headphones. A sticky note on the monitor. 1, 1, 2. Users. He listens, fixes, ships. Team. Fewer meetings, stronger updates, no performative busyness. Inbox. Unsubscribes to half the noise. Phone. Do not disturb blocks. Evenings. Dinner with Mary. Walks. Laughing at small things. Weekends. Rest that actually restores. He has changed his agreements with it. He doesn't serve the noise anymore. He selects the signal. A big district emails. Money on the table. They want custom reports. Sales looks at him. If we say no again, they may never come back. David reads the email twice. He thinks of the windowless nights, the missed dinners, the breathless days. He thinks of Mrs. Carter and the one-click share. He thinks of who they are now. He types, "We'd be honored to partner if we can do it the right way. Pilot the core with 2 schools. We'll fix friction fast. If we succeed together, we'll discuss reports that serve all districts without breaking the product. If that doesn't work for you, we'll cheer from the sidelines and stay focused." David, he sends it. He looks up at the team. "We will win by being ourselves on purpose," he says, "not by being everything on demand." Emma smiles. Tom nods. Jenna exhales. They get back to work. Night. Home. Mary sets 2 mugs of tea on the table. He sits. No phone, just them. "How does it feel?" she asks. "Honest," he says. "Like I'm finally living a life I can defend." She squeezes his hand. That's the one I married. He smiles. Thank you for holding the line with me. We held it together, she says. They sit in the kind of quiet that means everything is okay. He thinks of the line he underlined weeks ago. He doesn't need the book to remember it now. It's in his day. What changed David's life wasn't a hack. It was a decision. He chose what mattered and let the rest wait. He eliminated noise, meetings, features, distractions that didn't serve the core. He accepted trade-offs, losing some deals to keep the product true. He learned to say no. It was hour by hour, and that's why it lasted. If you're drowning in more, remember this: you don't need more time. You need fewer commitments, chosen on purpose. Pick 3 essential actions for tomorrow. Circle them. Let everything else be background. Then do the right less, better than before. Busy is a decision. So is clarity. He didn't become more by adding more. He became more by choosing less, then guarding it with everything he had.